I want you to think about the last time you walked into a room and felt completely yourself. Fully present, clear, grounded, capable. Where was that? A conversation with someone you trust, a moment when you knew your material off by heart, a situation where the stakes felt manageable. Now think about a time when you walked in and a lesser version of you showed up. Same knowledge, same capability, but something tighter, something smaller. And I want to ask you something important. Why does that happen? And more importantly, can you change it? The answer is yes, and that's what today is about. When you walk into a high-stakes situation, your brain does something automatic. It scans for threat. That's not a weakness, that's evolution. Your brain is keeping you safe. The problem is that it can't tell the difference between a predator and a pitch room. So it floods your system with the same stress chemistry designed to help you run from danger. Heart rate up, breathing shallow, mind narrowing, and suddenly you're not thinking clearly. You're in your own head, and the version of you the room sees is a fraction of who you actually are. And here's what most people try. Calm down, breathe, relax, just be confident. And this doesn't work. Because you can't think your way into a different physiological state, but you can train your way there. Here's something research shows us that changes everything. The physical sensations of nerves, the racing heart, the heightened alertness, the adrenaline, are physiologically identical to the sensations of excitement. Same biology, different story. Studies show that people who say, "I'm excited" before high-stakes situations perform significantly better than people who try to calm down, because you're not suppressing the energy, you're redirecting it. Try it before your next meeting. Don't say, "I'm nervous," say, "I'm excited." Not as a lie, as a neurologically accurate reframe, because your body is preparing to perform. It is exciting. Now let me show you something more powerful, something I've been using since I was 17 years old. When I was 17, I was in a band and we were called the Psychedelic Love Plums. Yes, that was actually our name. We were playing a local venue and I was channeling my inner Jim Morrison. We were playing Light My Fire by the Doors. Now, there's a moment at the end of that song where Morrison draws out the word fire with everything that he has. And that night, I hit it. The audience was completely captivated. We were all in our element, completely in flow, and I felt absolutely unstoppable. That feeling, that complete confidence, that sense of being exactly where I belonged, that became my anchor. And here's how confidence anchoring works. Your nervous system stores every peak performance you've ever had, every moment of genuine confidence, every time you were fully yourself, fully capable, fully present. Confidence anchoring builds a reliable route back to that state. Here's the basic technique. Think of a moment when you felt genuinely confident, not hoping you seemed confident, actually feeling it. A presentation that went brilliantly, a conversation where you were completely yourself, a moment you stood your ground. Really feel it, the physical sensations. Where is it in your body? What can you see, hear, feel in that moment? And at the peak of that feeling, press your thumb and index finger together firmly and hold it for 10 seconds. Then release, shake it off, and do this 10 times this week. Same memory, same gesture. What you're doing is building a neurological link between the gesture and the state, so that pressing your thumb and finger together in the corridor before a difficult meeting becomes a reliable route back to that confident state. This isn't positive thinking, it's practical neuroscience. Susan Cain, who wrote Quiet, spent her entire adult life avoiding public speaking. She built her pre-performance ritual. She practiced her mindset. She delivered a TED Talk that's been watched over 30 million times. Her introversion didn't change. Her access to her own confidence did. Put this together and you have a pre-performance protocol. 24 hours before a high-stakes moment, visualize it going well, not hoping, seeing. Specifically, 1 hour before physical movement, shake out your hands, roll your shoulders, get it into your body. 5 minutes before, ask yourself, what am I excited about? Activate the anchor, thumb and finger, the intention, one sentence said out loud. That's it. 24 hours, 1 hour, 5 minutes. Confidence isn't something that you either have or you don't. It's the state your nervous system can learn to access reliably with the right tools and the right practice. Now, if this is the gap, if you recognize yourself in anything that I've described today, the next step is a conversation. No pitch, no obligation. The link is in the description. Or try IMPACT AI if you want to build your protocol before we speak. The link is there too. Next week, we're talking about preparation, and I'm going to share the most expensive lesson I ever learned. See you then.